Due to recent drone regulation updates across Europe, a lot of people have been wondering whether or not the DJI Mini 4 Pro will be able to fly to an altitude higher than 120 meters or 400 feet. Although that has always been the regulatory limit for most hobbyist flights, there are certain situations where it just isn't feasible, especially if you are flying in a hilly location and perhaps you are moving with the controller and the height is constantly needing to adjust. Then there are times where you will need to go above that threshold. Unfortunately, if DJI have built in a hardware limitation here, that could pose some serious issues. Now, I genuinely don't know what the situation is, as I've only flown to a height of about 80 meters so far. So let's get the Mini 4 Pro into the sky and get this question answered one way or another. Okay, so before the Mini Pro 4 does take off, let's just check these settings here. Okay, max altitude is currently set to 360 feet. So I'm going to increase to 700 feet then. We do get a warning, but the warning isn't preventing us from actually setting that. So let's go ahead now and take off and see if there is a hardware limitation. Maybe the DJI Fly app wouldn't stop us from doing that, but something built into the drone would. So let's take off now and see what sort of height we can get to.
Home point updated.
Okay, so we're at a height of just about 100 feet. Now remember, 400 feet, 120 meters may be the limit here. 200 feet. 300 feet. I'll just pop that down into normal mode. And we are getting close now to the actual limit, 387 feet. Let's head up and see what happens. Okay, flight altitude exceeds 393 feet, but it is letting me do it. Yes, I can still keep pushing that height up. I don't want to do so because I'm only doing this as a test. But folks, it is letting me go above the 400-foot threshold. So I think that answers the question. Let's bring this back down again. There is no hardware limitation in the Mini 4 Pro. There is a warning, as there is in the Fly app for any of DJI's drones, but nothing in the drone itself preventing it from going above that altitude. I'm not totally surprised because there is no classification on the drone, which I was kind of expecting, but I guess it doesn't have to be on there just yet. So let's go ahead and land.
Landing.
Sometimes, folks, you just have to test these things to get the answer, don't you? And hopefully we've got the answer now. Okay, folks, so as far as I know, in the UK, this is a UK model of the Mini 4 Pro, we are still operating under the EU drone regulations. So as far as I know, if this has no hardware limitation in the UK, that means it won't have in the European market either. I don't think, as I said at the start, this would have affected the US market, but regardless, this does seem to be able to fly above that 400-foot threshold. At least you just saw it did for me, no problems whatsoever. So hopefully this answers the question for those of you that were worried about this. Thank you for checking out the video. If you want to see more Mini 4 Pro content, then please do stick around the channel, and I'll see you in the next episode.